Welcome to this episode of your favorite interior design podcast. I'm your host, Stephanie Stewart, interior designer, over-the-top maximalist, and firm believer that animal print, when done well, should be considered a neutral. This podcast is for anybody that has ever looked around their space and thought, this is shit. You deserve better. And through my eclectic career, including multifamily housing, hospitality, senior living, and high-end residential, I've learned that confidence is key. We'll be here each week with industry experts to share their experiences and motivate you to take action and create a space that feels good and makes you proud. I promise it'll be a little bit cussy, a lot sassy, and we'll have a ton of fun. Thank you for joining me for this episode of your favorite interior design podcast. I'm Stephanie Stewart, your host, and today we're going to be talking about where to start. Sometimes it is so stressful and overwhelming starting a new construction project or a remodel project, and I want to help take away that stress. I hope that this episode will help you to make a list and know kind of where you want to start when you're going to get going on the actual nitty-gritty of your remodel or your new construction project. This is after you've made the decision to do it. You might have purchased a lot or engaged with an architect, but what do you need to do to get started thinking about even what style are you going for or where do you want to start? So I want to let you know that this is one of the main key ways that we get started here at Stewart Design Co. when we're working on new construction projects or new, complete remodel projects, to let people kind of get the main gist of the project. Of course, we want you to look for inspiration images on Houzz or Pinterest or even just on the internet. Look in magazines, do whatever you need to do. And you've probably, if you're in the position to be building or remodeling, already been doing this just organically. But when it's time to really get started and get to see what you want in your new home, these are a few things that we do to give the overall vibe and get started with the architectural elements and the main key concept of the home. All right, well, let's get started. So the first one is the main flooring in the home. This is going to be one of the first things that we're going to choose here when we're working on a project, because it is one of the largest surfaces. Now, yes, you're going to have a main flooring. You might have a different flooring in your kitchen or the entryway. You're going to have bathroom flooring. You could have carpeting in your bedrooms potentially, but there is always going to be one main flooring that's going to flow through various parts of the house, and it's really going to be a key component that's going to carry through the design, and it's going to be one of the largest square footages and one of the largest quantity of a single material in your home. So we always like to start with picking out what is the main flooring going to be. So a few ways to answer the question is to start with what type of flooring is it going to be. Are you going to have carpet as your main flooring throughout your home? I doubt it, but you might. Are you going to have wood flooring or tile? Usually those are the two that we're choosing right now. And right now we're not even looking to choose which actual specific flooring is it going to be, but we want to know what type of flooring and then what are we looking for. So one example would be, are we looking for a light oak wood flooring? And that can be the example, and that's what you might write down for the very first specification. The other option could potentially be, we are looking for a concrete look tile, a concrete look tile flooring. And so that could be the vibe that gets you kicked off for the main flooring in the home. So the first thing is pick out what is your main flooring that's going to be throughout the home, and that's going to get you started on one of the largest finishes in the entire project. The next one is, what door style? So now we're going to pop over and talk about architectural elements. What door style are you going to have? And there are so many options for door styles, but we're looking here for interior doors. So you can always hop on the internet and look up interior door styles. And this is where you want to make a decision whether you're going to go with painted doors. Are you going to do a charcoal door? Maybe you're going to be traditional and stick with white. Is it going to be a slab with no panes? Are you going to go modern and do, a 5-panel door? So there's different options. And again, you might have various doors throughout your home. Of course, your entry door is going to be different. You may have some French doors on the offices or, some special doors here and there. But what's your main door style going to be throughout the house? And that's another architectural element that's really going to carry out and be one of the main things that sets the vibe for the space. After that, we are still looking at architectural elements. And number three on the list is going to be, what is your trim, your molding? So are you going to go with a shaker style trim, which is a flat stock? Or are you going to do something more decorative or colonial? Are you going to have, ridges? Are you going to have circles? Are you going to have, fluted trim? But what you want to do is you want to start now to pay attention to those architectural elements. Are you going to have crown molding? Are you not going to have crown molding? And so these first few decisions are really going to set the tone for the style of the home. Right now, we are doing mainly a shaker style molding. And I don't mean a traditional shaker style where you have the frame around the door where it sticks out longer on the top, but I just mean a flat stock, very simple baseboard, and a flat stock, very simple trim around the doors. And we are also loving right now 7-inch baseboards. So 7 or 9-inch baseboards, if you can do it, you want to go big. I would not go smaller than 5 inches anywhere on your baseboard height, but if you can swing it, and if you want a more regal and substantial baseboard, go with 7 or 9-inch baseboards. So there's a little pro tip for you. Okay, after you choose the main flooring, the doors, and the trim style, then I would pick about 2 paint colors. And so where are we going with our paint colors? This is a great one to do as a main wall color and a trim color if they're going to be different. And an example would be, again, are we going to have black doors and black trim and then maybe a nice neutral gray wall? Or are we going to do white walls? So right now the trends are to do lighter colors, and gray is on its way out, and it has been. People are going a little bit warmer in the taupe colors, but white is still lovely for your walls. And of course, you're going to do additional treatments throughout and additional colors. But what are your 2 main colors going to be? And those will help you create this first mood board to set the tone. So those are number 4, are those main paint colors. Next is to choose a chandelier. Now, I like to choose the chandelier that would potentially be the dining room chandelier or maybe the entry chandelier, because chandeliers and lighting are like jewelry, and they will really set the tone on the style of the home. So when you choose a lighting package, your lights are going to be, again, different throughout the home, but you're going to have some common theme and some common thread, and it's going to be like creating an accessory package for your home. So if you choose one chandelier at this time that's going to kind of set the vibe, is it modern? Is it traditional? Is it transitional? Are you going to do a drum shade, which is fairly simple? Are you going to add crystals to your chandelier? But by setting the tone of your architectural style with a one piece of lighting is going to, again, set off this overall feeling and the main vibe of the design for your home. So again, number 5 is going to be a chandelier. So we have the main flooring, the door style, the trim, 2 paint colors, and your chandelier. The next one is going to be to choose either a sconce or a pendant. And this is going to complement that main chandelier, because potentially your main chandelier is some huge, extravagant, standalone piece. And then you want to choose a pendant. I like to choose what pendants we're going to go over the island, or a sconce that could be a decorative piece somewhere else in the house. So one of these other smaller fixtures to complement your main chandelier to help set the tone for what your lighting package is going to be. The fun thing about lighting is that there's a great opportunity here to mix materials. And when you choose 1 or 2 pieces in this main board here that you're doing to set off the tone, then it's going to give you an opportunity to show those mixture of materials. For example, you could have a concrete shade on your pendant, and maybe your chandelier is brass and black. So it's going to give you that different variation, and it's going to give you the more of the vibe of how things are going to kind of flow together. So that is number 6, is a sconce or a pendant. So some kind of accent piece of lighting that's in addition to that chandelier. The next thing that you want to include on your mood board is the cabinet style. So again, you don't have to select the exact cabinets that you're going to be doing in your home, but it would be great to select a cabinet style. And this is for the kitchen and maybe your main cabinets throughout the home, but the door style of the kitchen. So are you going to use shaker style? Are you going to have flat panel? Are they going to be raised? How are your kitchen cabinet's going to look? And so this will give you the overall look and feel with some of those main architectural details. So that one was choose your cabinet door style. And also, you might even want to select a color. Start thinking about, are you going to be doing gray, black, green, white? What kind of a kitchen are we going to do? Because that's really going to be one of the things that's the heart of the home. The next one is the few pieces of furniture. And you want to select a few pieces of furniture just to set the mood for the style of the home. And this really helps out when you're in this very early stage, thinking of the architectural finishes and you don't have specific dialed in details. Furniture really helps you bring in the mood and the style of the home. So you'll select a few pieces of furniture, and I would say pick a sofa, pick a piece of art, and maybe 2 chairs or some pillows. And those will start to give you an opportunity to look at what the style is going to be. Are we going contemporary? Are we doing something colorful? What is the vibe going to be? And putting these things together in your first mood board to get you started on your new construction project or your remodel will really help you set the tone. So you can put these together on a cut and paste if you want to. You can cut them out of a magazine or print them off your computer and cut them onto a piece of paper and kind of arrange them in a mood board so that they're grouped together. Or you can use a program like Canva or even Word, any kind of editing program to cut and paste and copy and paste these pictures into a mood board. And so that kind of sets the tone for what the overall style of your home is going to be. So I'm going to recap these few things that you wanted to use to get started when you're working on your project. And number 1 is your main flooring. What type of flooring, what color, what style of flooring, because it's going to be one of the largest square footages throughout the whole project. The next one is the door, the interior door style. You're going to want to choose your trim, your millwork, which baseboard style you're going to have. Pick about 2 paint colors. It'll be your main paint color and then your trim color. These are a good starting point. If you want to pick a palette of paint, you can, but at least 2 paint colors. Next is to pick a chandelier. You'll choose a chandelier, and I like it to be one of the main places in the home, either the foyer or the dining room chandelier, and then an accent piece of lighting that's going to kind of help you create your lighting package, which would be a pendant or a sconce that's going to go somewhere else in the home. Another thing that you want to put on this initial mood board is choosing your cabinet style, cabinet door style for your kitchen, and the color of your cabinets, the main color of your kitchen, and then pull together a few pieces of furniture. My recommendation is to choose a sofa, maybe 2 upholstered chairs, and a piece of art, and even pull in a few pillows. And so that's going to help set the vibe and the main theme for the home and for your style for this new project. So it doesn't have to be hard to get started. Sometimes you see so many things and you don't know where to start, but by starting with these main things on your mood board, they will really set the tone, and you will be off and running with a checklist of what actual specific pieces are going to be installed in your home. I hope that this has been helpful, and this episode of your favorite interior design podcast helps motivate you to take action to make your space your own, and I hope that you have a lovely day. Thank you for joining us today. If you loved this episode, please take a moment to leave a 5-star review on your podcast app. You'll be entered in our monthly giveaway for a special gift. Share this episode by taking a screenshot and sharing it on your favorite social app. And don't forget to tag us at Stewart Design Co. and let your friends know where they can get interior design support too. Remember, a year from now, you'll wish you had started today.